The Sicha we're going to be learning is Parshas Vayechi, Sicha Gimmel, about the brachas that Yankov Avinu gave the Shvatim in the end of Parshas Vayechi. So the Rebbe begins, Nachdem wie die Teure erzählt wegen der brachas, was Yankov hat gebencht the Shvatim. After the Teure tells us about the brachas that Yankov gave the Shvatim, steht in Posuk, the Posuk says, Kol Eile Shiftei Yisrael Shneim Osor. These are all the Shvatim 12. V'zois asher diber lehem aviyim vayivorech oisam. And this is what their father told them and benched them. Ish asher kivirchosei beirach oisam. Each one according to his bracha was he gebenched. Stellt sich Rashi auf the Werte beirach oisam. Rashi writes on the words beirach oisam dibra baschel beirach oisam. And is mefarish loihoyu loiloimer elo ish asher kivirchosei beirach oisoi. The Torah should have written each shevet got its bracha according to its bracha. Ma Talmud loimar beirach oisam. Why does it say it in Lashon Rabbim? Lafisha nosan leYehuda gvura sari. Because Yankov gave a bracha of gvura sari, the strength of a lion, to Yehuda. Ule Binyamin chatifos shel zeiv, and to Binyamin he got the strength of a zeiv of a wolf. Ule Naftali kalusei shel ayola, and Naftali got the swiftness of an ayol. Yochel shel ekolam kulam. So you might think that they're not all included in each other. B'chol brachas. Talmud loimar beirach oisam. That technically speaking, lepeil, although each one technically got a specific bracha, they were all kol in each other's brachas. The Teichen from the Pirish Rashi is Mekoide b'Medrashim. The source of Rashi is from Medrashim, two different Medrashim. In Bereshis Rabbah state, it says like this, Kvar ksiv vayivorech oisam. It already says in the Pasuk, Asher diber lohem aviyim vayivorech oisam, and then it repeats, Beirach oisam. Why does the Torah repeat it? Because he benched them, and he says, he taiches this, what Rashi brings, Yehuda with a specific bracha, and Binyamin, and Naftali, etc. Das heißt, as man lernt es up from them Kefal Haloshen Shebe Posuk. The Medrash in Bereshis Rabbah learns it not from the Loshen Rabbim, but from the fact that it says twice Beirach Oisam, or Beirach. Vayivorech Oisam, Isha Shekivir Chosei, Beirach Oisam, Vayivorech Oisam, and Beirach Oisam. In Tanchum steht, in Medrash Tanchum it says, Beirach Oisoi ein ksivka. Like Rashi, doesn't say Beirach Oisoi, ela Beirach Oisam. Lama, Lefi, Shenosan, etc. Chulu, because he gave each of them each other's brachas. Das heißt, as their limud is from Beirach Oisam, Loshen Rabbim, vi in Pirish Rashi, the Tanchum, Medrash Tanchum learns it exactly like Rashi learns. Now the question is, why did Rashi choose to learn Pshat in the Diuk and the Raya like the Medrash Tanchum and not the Medrash Rabbah? The time was Rashi kleibt us der Pirish von Tanchume, as man lernt es ab von dem, was es steht, nicht Beirach Oisoi, wie es hat Lechere gedarf stehen, nor Beirach Oisam. The reason why Rashi makes the diuk from the fact that the Pasuk says Oisam instead of Oisoi, und nicht and not wie in Bereshis Rabbah, as wird abgelernt von Kefal Aloshen, Vayivorech Oisam, Ish Asher Kivir Chosei Beirach Oisam, and not the way the Bereshis Rabbah learns, that the Rai is from the fact that it says twice Beirach, which is Lechere also a good diuk. Says the Rebbe, because we know that Rashi's pshatim are based on pshuti shel mikro, and in pshuti shel mikro, the kefal haloshen is not enough of a limud, of a raya. Because in pshuti shel mikro is the mashmos, ateva v'hakro, mer diuk v'limud, v'der yitur v'kefan haloshen. The actual wording of the pasuk teaches us more than a double loshen, al pi pshuti shel mikro. And that's the klal, that whenever you have the word that teaches us something itself, or the fact that it's repeated, but the actual word doesn't have that meaning, pshuti shel mikro, the fact that it's a kefal is a kasha. Why does it say it a double? Why does it say it again? But you can't learn something else out that doesn't say befeirush. In Drash, in Gemara, Avada, you can learn from a Kefal Aloshen something. But in Pshuti Shel Mikra, you can't. But if the actual word means the extra limud, Avada, that's a good limud. So is V'yoit. In addition, Rashi is Mefarish and Friedik in Dibra Maschil, Ish Asher Kivir Chosei. Rashi says in the previous Dibra Maschil, where it says Ish Asher Kivir Chosei. What does it mean, Asher Kivir Chosei? Bracha ho asida lovoi al kol echad v'yechad. The bracha that is going to come eventually on every single one. V'sev gem of them gate, Beirach Oisam. The word Beirach Oisam is behemshich to Ish Asher Kivir Chosei. So it's not really a Kefal Loshen. It says Vayivorech Oisam. What was this bracha? Ish Asher Kivir Chosei Beirach Oisam. Even Mela Muvan, as the Rashi, das nicht ken yitur, the Kefal because of it. It's not even really a double Loshen. So number one, even if it would be a double Loshen, certainly, Al Pi Pshut Lishon Mikro, it's not enough to teach us something that's not, was liegt nicht in the Werter, that you don't see it in the Werter of Rashi. And number two, L'das Rashi, Pshut Lishon Mikro, it's actually not even a Kefal Loshen. Base. In Siyam Adrasha, is aber Farana Shinu zwischen dem Medrashim and Pirish Rashi. So Rashi chooses the Tanchuma, but really, even the Medrash Tanchuma and also Medrash Rabbah, in the end of the Drasha is different than Rashi. Bereshis Rabbah says like this: The fact that he gave each one their specific characteristics and traits. Don is Nochosh and Yehud is Ari, etc. Chazar Lashon HaMedrash is Chazar v'kilul on kulam ke'echot. He included all the Shvatim together. All the Shvatim became Aroyes, and all the Shvatim have the characteristic traits of Nechoshim. That's what it says in Bereshis Rabbah. In Tanchuma is there Messiah. Toimar, you might say, Shezeh Godol Mizeh, that one is bigger than the other. One has the Maila of Aryeh that the other one does not have, so he's greater in the Prat of Aryeh. And Don is Nochosh, so Don has a greater Maila of Nochosh over Yehuda v'chulu. Says the Medrash, no. Harei lepeil b'chlolon kololon kulam ba'achreina. The pasuk included everybody together, which means that technically speaking, they all have the Mailas of each other, so no one is greater. Rashi says something different. Rashi firtu is yochel shlei kololon kulam b'chol ha'brachos. You might think that they're all not included in all the brachos. Talmud loymar, they're all included in all the brachos. What's the uftu of Rashi? So the Rebbe says, Af api as bepashtus is their teichen dezelber. All three sound like the same thing, that they each are not limited to Aryeh, to Nochosh, Naftali, Bayola, B'yom, Bezev. Seien aber die verschiedene Werte von jedem Pirush, madgish and ander Prat. The wording of the Medrashim and Pirush Rashi are specifying and stressing a different nekuda. What do we see? Bereshis Rabbah is mudgish, as ratz all kelul given ke'echot. Bereshis Rabbah, where it says that they're kolon kulam ke'echod osan aroyis v'osan nechoshim, means that they all became one. They all have all the milas. As Allah zayin aroyis and everybody's nechoshim, etc. In Tanchum is the hadgosha as einer nis gresha from the zweit. Tanchum is saying one is not bigger than the other. They each have the other mila, but that's the nekuda. What's the point? Not that they all have everything. You're not greater. Rashi is madgish as ratz Allah kelul given and yet einer von alle brachas. When he said Yehuda's an Aryeh, it really meant that all the Shvatim are an Aryeh. V'chulu, and also all the other Shvatim. It's not the pshat that each one also has from the other one, nor each one, the Chatchila, has all 12. It's a tiferet of art in Rashi, then even based on what it says in Bereshis Rabbah, where it also sounds like Koil Kulam Ke'echad. What's the difference? Says the Rebbe, wenn man das verstehen, behagtem the Shaila. To understand this, behagtem the Shaila. Bald as yad reine von the Shvatim, but gehat alle Meiles von alle Yibirike Shvatim. The obvious question. The Rebbe a lot of times asks a Shaila, which we say in Yiddish, warft sich vor de Eugen. It's obvious. What's the pshat that the Yankov Avinu benched each one of the Shvatim with a specific Meile, when at the end they all have all the Meiles? So what does it mean each one has a specific Meile? Verwas hat Yankov ausgestellt und gebencht jeder Shevet Bazunder mit der Meile Protis, Yehuda Ba'areh B'yom B'zev. If at the end of the day, each Shekiv Rechosim Be'er HaChisom, had they all had all the Meiles, he should have said one big bracha for all of them. For them, for the Meforshim answer. Das ist der Fall, was der Shevet, wenn hat Miyachas gewinnt, der Meile Protis b'fnei Atzmei, is od die Meile bei ihm Iker in Yoni. Each Shevet, where Yankov Avinu bench with a particular character trait, that's the Iker by him. Und od die Beile ist bei ihm Iker in Yoni, und die übrige Meiles gefinden sich bei ihm be'ifen Toffel und b'mikzas. The other ones exist, but not with the same strength, not with the same koyach. Weil derich seh, bei den anderen Schwatem, as Iker in Yonam is the Meile Amufureshes bekolachadem. The Iker Meile, the Iker Inyan by each one is what it says. Binyamin is a Ze'ev be'Iker, Don is a Nochosh, Yehud is an Aryeh, and Naftali is an Ayola. Und die andere Meiles, welche seien mefurish by the andere Shvatim, seien by Zeh nor b'mikzas. The other Meiles are only by them b'mikzas. What does that mean? Das Borabazar. Teichen Adrashanal, the Teichen of this Pirush, of the Midrashim, which Rashi brings, as jeder Shevet that gehabt nicht nur the Meilam Fareshes bei. Nur ich, alle andere Meiles, that each Shevet didn't only have what it says, but he had also the other Shvatim's Meiles. You could explain it in three, Bemis, two, which is split into one, which is split into two, and another way. Total of 3 ways. Aleph, Bechlolos, seine de Broches bestanden in dem, was jeder Shevet benesev zu sein Iker Meile, is mekabel von dem zweiten Shevet, die Meiles, welche seinen do bei jenem Shevet, welche seinen to bei ihm. The whole system, the way Yankov Avinu set it up was, that when I give each Shevet the Meile, and the other Shevet, when I give the other Shevet the Meile, through the second Shevet, it goes to all the other Shvatim. Und der Indien tellt sich bechlad of zwei Fanen, which means the way each Shevet receives the Meile is not because Yankov is giving a direct bracha, all the brachas to each Shevet, nor each Shevet gets it through the other Shevet. And that is in two Fanen. Aleph, is mekabel nicht die Meile tchuna atzma, nor the teitzoa von der Meile. Welche is do bei dem zweiten Shevet. It's not the pshat that Yehuda is an Aryeh and Yehuda is a Nachash. Never then. There's a certain teitzah, there's a certain result of Don being compared to a Nachash. That result also exists by Yehuda, but he's not compared to a Nachash. He doesn't have the characteristics of a Nachash. He's not missing the Maila that a Nachash will bring. And that Rabbi brings a beautiful example. Val derech, v'dos b'negei Yisachar and Zvulun. Rashi brings, so Yisvulun Eisek b'pragmatia umamtzi mozen l'shevet Yisachar. Yisvulun would go work, do business, and bring food to Yisachar. V'hei meiskim b'teira, and Yisachar would learn Teira, which means although Yisachar didn't work, the result of working, which is money, which is food, they weren't lacking, they weren't missing. In other words, you can't say that Yisachar didn't have the mile of Zvulun, but it actually didn't go to work. Yisachar didn't go to do business. Yisachar sat and learned Teira. And al derech fakir, Zvulun didn't learn Teira, but the schar, the result what Teira brings, also exists by Zvulun. That's why you have the idea today of Yisachar Zvulun partnerships, where there's someone who supports Loim de Teira, which, by the way, it's I think one of the only mitzvahs in the Teira that exist, that if you support someone else in doing that mitzvah, instead of mitzvahs, in addition to mitzvah tzedakah and a mitzvah avos Yisrael, that's certainly a givaldik gezach, you have a chelik of that mitzvah itself. It doesn't say anywhere that if you give someone money to put on tefillin, it's as if you have a chelik in his mitzvah's tefillin. You have a mitzvah to help him put on tefillin, but it's not as if you put on tefillin. By Teira, there's a special inyan when you have a Yisachar Zvulun partnership that it's as if you have also their Teira, or the result, the schar of their Teira. It says the same thing by Noshim. We find the same thing by Noshim. The Gemara asks Noshim b'may zachyan. What's the schus of Noshim to be able to say Val teiroscha shli madetonu? So the Gemara says the fact that they support their husbands and support their children, says in Ayem brings it, support their husbands and their children by waiting for them and feeding them and helping them in their Teira, they have a chelik in the Teira. It doesn't say that if a wife supports her husband in going to daven, that she has a chelik in his tefillah. Ubemeles Yisachar mekabel der Mozen von Zvulun, und Zvulun hat a chelik in der limud Teira von Yisachar. Leishe ba'atzmei loimet. So the pshat is you don't even get the characteristic traits of the other shevet, but what you get is the result, the schar, or the money al derech. Beis another eifin, is mekabel von zweiten shevet jenem smailo tchuna protes gufa. You can go tiffer. The pshat over here is not only like Yisachar Zvulun. When Yankov Avinu benched each shevet, the pshat was that each shevet, through the other shevet, also had the characteristic traits of a Nachash, and of an Ayola, and of a Zev, v'chulu v'chulu. Not only the Teitzah. Al derech v'benegeh Don. Just like by Don it says, although Don is generally compared to a Nachash, is by im oichidot di tchuna von Ari. We know that Don also has the tchunas of Ari, as it says in Parshas Bracha. Don gur Aryeh. Velcher is mekabel von Yehuden. Yankov Avinu didn't give Don the mile of an Aryeh. He gave it to Don through Yehuda. So the two Ifanim to explain is the following. Really, he gets it through the other Shvatim. Two Ifanim. Or he gets the actual Tchuna through the other Shvatim, or he gets the Teitzah through the other Shevet. But this is all through the other Shvatim. And base, and the Milos of Tchunas Nisav, these extra Tchunas, which were not Mefurish Bekara and the Brache, is Yeder Shevet Mekabel, nicht von und durch dem ander Shevet, not through the other Shevet, nor Kishem wie sein Meile Protus und Mefureshes. Is im Nishpa geworden from Birchas Yankov, just like its specific Meile came straight from Birchas Yankov, directly from the Eibishter through Yankov Avinu. Azay seinen Eich de Meiles Nisofes von der andere Shvatim zu ihm gekommen, Birchas Yankov. It's Ki'ilu Yankov Avinu was mashpia to each Shevet, all the brachas to each Shevet individual. Elamai, the Iker, still was what it's Mefurish Bekra. Obviously, the Yehuda was the Iker Aryeh. But how did Yehuda get the Tchunas of Nachash and Ayola and of Ze'ev? Not through the other Shvatim. Yankov gave it to him at the same time, together with the other brachas. He gave it to him, each one, the same bracha. He gave Kilu all the brachas. Shleimar, these three Ifanim are expressed, each one in the Midrashim and Rashi, one of these three Ifanim. In the Pirush HaKosav, Isha Shakir Rechosav Berechesim, in the Pshat in this pasuk. Later in Tanchuma, according to Tanchuma, is that Iker HaDegoshe, the Tanchuma says one shouldn't be higher than the other. Iker de Teitzah. Aber soll nicht sagen, als einer ist größer für den Zweiten. You shouldn't think that one Shevet is higher. Toimach Shazeh, Godel Mizeh. Und der Riber Kol and Kulam Bachrein, because in order to equalize them, so to speak. That's why Yankov Avinu made sure that they're all together. Durch dem bekommt jeder einer euch von dem, was die andere haben. Therefore, only because one shouldn't be higher than the other, that's why each Shevet got from the others. Just to make sure that each Shevet is not greater than the other, who cares if he has the Meile? Der Iker ist doch the Geld, wie man sagt. Like the Maisa with Yisachar and Zvulun. You want to tell Yisachar, that's a Chaim, how are you going to learn Torah? I don't want you to miss out, so Yisachar has to be Vatal Torah and go work? No. The Ikar is, you don't want him to be greater. So B'meileh, you don't want to Yisachar, so he has Torah and money. In other words, just to equalize them, one shouldn't be greater than the other. The Ikar is the Teitzah. Below is the Te'elos v'Teitzah from the Meilah. Wie der Tanchuma is Mamsheh gleich danach. As the Tanchuma says gleich nach them, gleich afterwards, Lefisha Cholak Lemes Haaretz. It teaches us, he gave them Eretz Yisrael. Nosam the Yehuda Eretz She'esa Sa'idim. Yehuda grade got a place that makes Sa'idim properly. Binyamin Eretz She'esa Chitim. Binyamin got a place of Eretz Yisrael that makes Chitim, wheat. Afal Pikein Kolon Elu Be'elu. Yankov Avinu included everyone, meaning Shiur Oichlim Elu Mishal Elu. Those that have Chitim were able to eat Sa'idim from the other one. It didn't grow Sa'idim by them. He got Sa'idim. The fact that I have Chitim and you have Sa'idim, you're greater than me in Sa'idim part, and I'm greater than you in Chitim part, because each one has a Mila. That's why Tana Bechitim, V'heidele B'Sa'idim is Potter, V'ein Kam Mekoimoy. What's the Pshat of it? I'll take your Sa'idim. You'll give me Sa'idim. I'll give you Chitim. They each support each other. That's the Teitzah, not the actual Zach, not the actual Mila. Das heißt, Afopi as Eretz Yehuda bleibt euch weiter an Eretz, welches oise Broi Sa'idim. Yehuda only does Sa'idim. Is aber the Shevet Yehuda Mekabel V'eich Mishal Binyamin. Shevet Yehuda receives from Binyamin. Welches oise Chitim. And as Eich Lidach Yisa also vice versa. Binyamin takes from Yehuda, which means the Taicho is that the Medrash is befeder specifying in its dugman, it's an example of the bracha that exactly resulted later when they came to Eretz Yisrael. They exactly says that it's not the actual tchuna that they got, just they weren't missing. They were able to get it from the other one. Und wie der Chaim teich takef dem Posuk, and that's Hamafurish Chaim, says the Rebbe. It says like this: Omar Oisom, the Posuk says Oisom Loshen Rabim. Why? Liois, because Ki Birchas Kol Echad Ve'echad Toyi La'atzmai U'Lekol Echad. Each bracha was helping each shevet and all the brothers. Just like it says in the pasuk in the bracha, just like the bracha for Yehuda, it says his hand will always be at the neck of the enemies. So the Maisa, Yehuda is going to conquer the enemies. So who gains? Everybody gains. But only Yehuda went to war. Says the Chaim, Yehuda went to war. Everybody's safe. Nobody's suffering from the enemies. The toiv comes to everybody, which means although they didn't actually have the tchuna of Yodcha Be'eref Eivecha, but they weren't missing the teitzah of Yodcha Be'eref Eivecha. V'chein, sheyar b'maylas echod v'shifoi v'adragosoi, whichever shevet Yankov Avinu made great, l'chol echov yagia gamken miktsas dover. Everyone received part of it. Omar, that's the pshat in the pasuk. So it's basically a klore Chaim HaKadosh that's the pshat. Now the Rebbe is saying that's only according to the Tanchuma. The Chaim Taka learns like that pshat in the pasuk. The Tanchuma teaches this voice, but the others, Bereshis Rabbah and Pirush Rashi, they're a tiffer of it. Heute in Bereshis Rabbah, the Bereshis Rabbah is no, but kommt jeder Shevet nicht, bro, is the Tayaras HaMaila von zweiten Shevet. Not only the Maila of the second Shevet, nor euch the Maila Gufe. Actually, the Tchuna Gufe, like the Tanchuma says, each one became an Aryeh and each one became a Nachash. The Lashon is Chazer v'kolim v'osan aroyes v'osam nechashim. V'osan aroyes v'osam nechashim. Lekayim mashenemar kulech yofer ayosi. You're completely beautiful. Umum ein becha. You have no mum, which means that's the pasuk that he brings. V'tos meint as by jeden einem seine do alle meiles und tchunas von the andere. Not only do you have the teitzah, you actually have the tchunas. Obviously, one was the iker and one was the tofel, but you have the actual meile. Alle seinen aroyes and the chashim b'chulu. Und das wird aufgetan, and this happened durch dem was Chazer v'kilon and kulon kechad. When Yankov Avinu said Beirach oisam, when he made them all one, that's what he was mashpia, and which we see also done steht befeirish gur aryeh. Yes, alle Shvatim werden zusammengenommen wie in Sach, since all the Shvatim Lopel Mamish were included as one entity, is move on according to the Medrash Dabo. As jeder von sie bekommt die Chashivus und Tchunas von die alle andere. Each one didn't only have the Teitzah, also got the Chashivus and the Tchunas of the other one. Which the Rebbe is going to say later is a Meir Diker Inyan and Avodas Hashem. There's no such thing Lamaisa of having only one Kav, which we'll see later. You see it also clear in Medrash, b'mokim acher, and Medrash Rabbi somewhere else, b'midbar Rabbi. It says there also oisom yoinkim ze mize. Not that they're just taking the pale mamish the results. Yoinkim ze mize. They actually were able to get from each other what they had. Like Rashi, Rashi is a different word. Kommt aber zu Achidish. Kolulam kulam b'chol ha-brachos. They each got every bracha, and not through the other shevet. As jeder ein is gebencht geworden von Yankov in b'chol ha-brachos. Each one got all the brachos. Each one got nochash, ayol, etc. Das heißt, jeder ein is nicht bloß mekabel de teeles. Und ich die Meile betrunen von dem zweiten shevet Yankov zemezeh. Each one doesn't only receive the teitzah or the actual Meile from the other shevet. That's not the pshat. No, jeder shevet is ba'atzme mekabel von Yankov in jeder bracha. Each shevet got from Yankov directly all the brachas. Euch die Meiles from the andere shvatim. The only reason why each shevet, one was called Don Guri Aryeh, Yehuda is Aryeh and Don is Anochosh, because that was the Iker Tchune. But all the Tchunes, everybody had directly. It's Kilu and Yankov, and said Beirach Oisam, he benched every shevet with 12 brachas. One is the Iker, the rest are tough. Pirish Rashi wird noch mehr verstandig, api am Avur in Chassidus. Rashi's pshat could be deeper and better explained up in Chassidus. In the Hasbara von Inin HaBrocha. Once we understand what Brocha is, famous Chassidus, and the Rebbe brings it many times, the Chilek of Tefillah and Brocha. When we understand what Brocha is, it'll be more understood. As Brocha is Meloshin Mavrich. The word Brocha comes from to be Mavrich and Ilon. It says by an Ilon, when you graft the tree, you put it in the ground and it becomes like a new tree. So Mavrich is your mamshich. What do you do with the tree? You mamshich the tree to grow somewhere else. So it comes from the word mamshich. V'hainu as durch dem wird nimshach von Sheidesh und Moker Shlam Yisborach be'ofen as the amshach kommt herab lemata begolui zu dem wenn man begit the bracha. So the bracha, what the bracha is basically being mamshich something milmailo on the person that's getting the bracha. That it should come down begolui, like it says in Chassidus, that a person can have a lot of brachas and a lot of hashpois and the gilui oir from the Eibishter, but the issue is that it doesn't come down bepoil. It doesn't come bepoil in Gashmis. It stays in the Elam Esruchnim. His neshama might have these brachas. And what's a bracha? A bracha is to be mamshich this hashpois of the Eibishter. It should be begolui beteva nirev anigla. That's what a bracha is. Das ist der Pirish HaPasuk, Ish Asher Kivir Chosoi Beirach Oisam. Each one got his Hamshoche. As zu jeder in his Arabi gekommen, der Hamshoche, Sabrocha von sein Moker V'Sheirish. According to Rashi, it makes sense. Because, the Pashtus, how could one Shevet get a Brocha from another Shevet if it's not meant for him? If the Brocha is meant for someone else, then it's not meant to be Hashpah for me. So how can I get it? But according to Rashi, it stems with the whole musik of bracha. It has to be that each one had a direct shaykhis of a hashpah for each one of the brachas. It has to be the bracha that was ultimately going to come. It was l'chatchile in Elam Yisrael meant for each shevet, which means it didn't dafke go through the other shvatim. It had to be, because that's what the musig of a bracha is. It was already meant and set aside for each one of the shvatim. So then bashtimten shevet, that's what he brought down to each shevet. And he brought down to each shevet, we'll see soon, to all the shvatim. Please darf man verstehen, was Rashi sagt, wenn geht die brachas von anderen shvatim. Now, we have to understand, what does Rashi say when he get the brachas of the other shvatim? As kol and kulam bechol brachas. He included them in all the brachas. Bald as a brachas zu einem meint am shocha vashpot von sein shedische moke brachas sie der lovei. And wie ist das massen bei die brachas am shochas vashpot welcher nimmt sich zu ein shevet von shedische moke von die andere shvatim. Now that we know what bracha is, so what's take the pshat? If each shevet got a specific bracha, and we know that that's its shedische moke, so how did we just say before that each shevet has a shedish of all the brachas when it's really meant for the other shevet? We have to figure out how these brachas that were meant to go for each specific shevet was lechatchila also meant on some level for each of the shvatim. How's that possible? When do we say it's specific? When you have each shevet proti, then you have a specific amshocha. There is an akud where all children are all be'etzim kol in one father and one av. There's an achdus and a is achdus of all the shvatim together that have one shedish. In Zeir Av echol de kulono, the Alter Rebbe writes in Tanya, saying alle shvatim echod ein metzias. There's one shedish for all the shvatim in that place. Und b'shas der shedish v'nim shich v'nis gala is jeder pchina der emes shedish moka from jeder shevet. So basically, what Yankov Avinu did was he was mamshich the barachas from the shedish of all the shvatim biyachad. So first he was mamshich from that sheidish, then to its specific sheidish of every specific shevet, and afterwards, in andere Wette, b'shas he gave those brachas, he was also mamshich, and he touched the with Isha Shekim Rechosei Berachesam, he was also mamshich from the mokin of all the shvatim together. And b'shas you're mamshich from all the mokin together, dahainu, that everyone's brachas, be'emes is also my bracha. My brother's bracha is also my bracha, because we have the same sheidish. Pisa is move on as the mitvos Isha Shekim Rechosei Berachesam, kolam kulam b'chol brachas. This, that he was curled in all the brachas, tutzuchuf a chidush and hechrekait in the minyan ha-bracha. There's a chidush and a mile in the etzem inyan of a bracha. Hayes, as in dem is nimshach geworden, sehr shedish, wie is in klolus von Aviyam Yankiv. Hayes, the Yankiv was mamshich from the shedish of the way all the shvatim are called in Yankiv. Nicht wie alle brachas welche sein in einem Schocher von dem shedish shumaka proti von dem Isborach. Not only as each bracha was a specific shedish for each shevet, nor as in the Mocker Proti wird nes Galle euch ungehörte Schedisch Kloli für jeder Shevet. Yes, that when he was Mamshich the Bracha, it also went to the other Shvatim, which means ultimately the Shedish of the Brachas for each of the Shvatim didn't only come from its personal Shedish, it came from the Klolos Dike Shedish. Umelot jede Bracha op China Protis in sich euch the Shedish Kloli von alle Brachas und Madreges. But derech klar, when you have a bracha on a specific person, we don't always see the gilui, how you're getting hamshocha from the shedish kol brachas. That's why one yid has one bracha, another is another bracha. Yankiv Atuf Gitan over here, B'shasi did the shvatim, that the shedish of alle brachas, which then splits up into different madregas, in this case the 12 different madregas, that shedish gufa, that hamshocha gufa from that shedish, without being split up, also went to every single shevet, which means everybody has everything. This is pshat in the posuk. The tifkeit, the Rebbe's masbir, the tifkeit in the pshat in the posuk was Rashi bringt out, what Rashi is bringing out. It's true, the Medrash Rabbah is emes, the Medrash Tanchuma is emes. Actually, Tanchuma, then Medrash Rabbah, and then Rashi. In the beginning, the Rebbe brings it the other way around. First Medrash Rabbah, and then Medrash Tanchuma. I don't know why. In the Madregis, it should be the other way. First should go Medrash Tanchuma, which is only the Teitzah, then Medrash Rabbah, the actual Tchuna, and then Pirush Rashi, that he has it not only through the other Shevet, he has it directly. The Rebbe says this Inyan is a kum tches hareis a chiluk in der Eifen von Avodas Hashem. So you do a Chalkos von Eden if Yud Beis Shvatim is verbunden mit der besonderen anders dicken Eifen wie jeder von sie is Meshameshes Kene. What's the pshat? There were different Shvatim, different Avedas, there are different ways in Avodas Hashem. Durch Masecho und durch der Rechecho, durch the ways. Yes, as is eine verschieden in dem Eifen von Masecho und Rechecho ki mefurish ba'brachas. Each one had a different tchune. Seine behesem no zeh von a chilukim mit zeir Aveda Ruchim. So therefore each one of the Shvatim had a different Aveda Ruchim in Avodas Hashem based on his tchune. V'hainu was in Avodas Hashem seine Farun Yud Beis Drachim Klodim, which means since the Shvatim are the parents, the fathers of Gans Klal Yisrael, b'derech Klal there are 12 different ways to do Avodas Hashem. Und jeden Shevet hat in sein Derech Miyuchot, hat in dem sein Derech Miyuchot. And every Shevet has his own specific way in Avodas Hashem, which is 100% emes based on his Shedish and his Tchuna, like Kimavur in the Akdome of Tanya as well. Fize Kumteis, as in dem Uftu von Isha Gimmel Chosei Beirach Choisem. So what did Yankiv do when he was kill all the Shvatim together? Was meint genau, as zu jeden von the Shvatim seine Shayich euch die andere Drachim in Avodas Hashem. That each Shevet is not limited only to his Avodas Hashem. He also is Shayich to the other Drachim in Avodas Hashem. So there are different ways how he's Shayich, depending on how we explain based on the Tanchuma and Bereshis Rabbah and Rashi. So another Kamei Fai. Aleph. Aderech Hanal B'negei Socher Zvulun. It's the Inyan of Socher Zvulun. Durch their Shutves, durch their partnership, hat Zvulun gehat a Chelik in dem Limit der Teire von Yisachar. Zvulun had a Chelik in the Teire of Yisachar. When Yisachar in the Maveda von Gemiddels Chsadim von Zvulun. Zvulun does mitzvahs. Zvulun gives tzedakah, also feeds them. But Avodas Hashem of Zvulun represented Morim, Maisim Tevim, those that do Uvdin Tov and do Maisa mitzvahs, not just Limud HaTeirah. So we see that Yisachar also had a chelik in that. Haderech says in the Andre Fanim Avodas Hashem. Haderech says in all the other different ways in Avodas Hashem. Mitzad der Iskalus von all the Yud B'Shvatim. Mitzad the fact that all Yud B'Shvatim are together. But jeder Shevet a chelik euch in the Avodas Hashem from the andere Shvatim. They have a chelik, but not that the Avodas Hashem of each Shevet is actual pale for each one of the Shvatim. Yisachar didn't have the opportunity to give so much stock here at all. L'payel mamish, you have to give, we'll see later. But because Yisvulun gave the stock in his chus, so it's as if he has a chelik. Jeder Shevet is me'erer und mashpia von seiner Avodah auf a zweiten Shevet und alle Shvatim. Each one is not only that is the other Shevet has the mile of the Shevet, but he actually affects the other Shevet to actually do his Avodas Hashem as well. which means, Marshal, Yesh ve'ayil, Shevet Yisachar, seine Mashpia if Bailei Esek. Yesh ve'ayil, those who sit and learn have a hashpah on a businessman to also learn, as his own Meisiv Zayin, in Zeir Kfi Yisitim Latera. That they should also learn, which means not only that they have a schus to make a partnership, you get a part of the schad of my limud atayda. No, you're supposed to make sure you learn. Although you're Avedis Hashem as a businessman, and you're probably in many cases not supposed to shut your business and learn a whole day, because the Eibishter needs you to make money and give a lot of tzedakah and support meistis atayda v'chulu v'chulu. Nevertheless, they also have to learn. Seine bali esek mare uvdin tovin zvulun meir mashpia if yesh ve'el yisachar. The by zvulun are also affecting the yisachar. So meisiv seine zeire meisem tevik middles chasodim. Call the emer in the other teiras. The Rebbe will say. If you only do Teira and you don't do Gmilas Chasadim, the Teira is worthless. So the Zvulun, the Baile Yesek, have to mashpia on the Yeshveil as well. Aber die Efanim seine verbunden mit dem, was alle Schwotim seinem Kulm keachot. Beoifen hat sich stellen zusammen akema achas shlema. Why does this happen? Because since all the Shvatim are sof kol sof one, and each one complements each other, that's the pshat kema achas shlema. You have one mitzias, and you have the head, and you have hands, and you have feet, and they all complement and need each other. The hand has to have a chelik of the chayis, of the nefesh, of the head. It has to be one mitzias blended together. Von dem zweiten Aveda. Und der Vater ist kol immer ein Leteira, für Leteira einlei. Leteira ugmir das chasodim you have to have. Derech says Abalesek mechui b'mitzvahs tam Teira. Kidas aditnu v'kol echad ve'echad bilchus tam Teira. Now derech says Abalesek has to learn the Teira, be meisif in Teira, like it says in Shulchan Aruch and Ilchus tam Teira. But the reason is because they have to complement each other. I'm not you and you're not me. In order for us to complement each other, we each have to have a little bit of each other in order to create a kemach hashlema. Just like the chayis in the guf, the chayis of every chelik of the guf is also nimshach in every chelik of the guf. But b'peil mamish, you can't compare the head to the hand. Gimmel as by jeden shevet seine do bishleimus alle drochen bafanem an Avedis Hashem. It's not kemach slema. Each one is everything. Each Aveda is all the Avedis as well. Das heißt, im Yes as Iker. Although the Iker verevis mane bepel is in jeder shevet fanum mit sein bestimmten derech Avedis Hashem. It's true. Every shevet has its own specific Avedis Hashem. And that's the Iker, and that's why Yankee Avinu gave that particular bracha. But he has all the other ones bepeil, not because I need it because of you. Like a Keimach Hashlema, that you compliment me and I compliment you. No, I have it all betzem. Is aber beteichen chaya seine bei ihm faran b'shleimus eich di alle drochim. You have everything b'shleimus. That makes no sense. If you have everything b'shleimus, so what's the pshat that you have one specific derech? Where is the other derech and aveda b'shleimus if it's not with the same teikif as your derech and aveda Hashem? So the Rebbe gives a gewaldig. Dugma in Yanal, an example, by Leyesek, which have to learn. Darfen nit blaze meisiv zayin bekamos ikviyasitim latera. They're not only supposed to add bekamos in how much time they learn, add, bizidim efen, like it says in the Mishnah, have him emayit be'esek v'asek batera. Do less business and do more esek batera, kimavur, barucha, the Rebbe brings many times, b'shem de Friedrich Rebbe, what the pshat is lasek b'divrei teira, esek batera, chulu, that it has to be like a business, you have to put yourself into it, not just sit laid back. For das weiß, das limud atayr is by zeh an iker, which shows that it's an iker. Teiros kokva malachtecho aray. Not only that, that's not still the shleimus. Bottom line is, a whole day you're doing business. Elamai, you're also asik batayra. And even if you're doing less asik and doing teira, it's still, your iker is asik. But the teira is just bekamus more. Says the Rebbe Nor, oich sein eichus al limud. Wie und wenn das soll sein, whenever you learn, the eichus, the quality of the limud. I feel events is not perek echad shachas, perek echad. That time that you learn like a yeshiva. You could learn like a balaisik, or you could learn like a yeshiva. Avada, you're a balaisik. But when you also have the mile of a yeshiva, which means you have perek echad shachas, perek echad, you learn a bissel teira. But how are you learning? You learn via balabos. Sagt der Rebbe, if you want to have the shleimus of the Aveda Vayeshev, it doesn't mean befedish that you have to learn a whole day. Aber wenn man lernt, when you learn, lernt man via Talmud Chacham, you learn like a Yeshiva. So sein in demselben Neifen, wie das ist bei einer, was hat mit kein anderem, it's just like someone that has no other thing to do, no other business, ubemele daiges, he has no other worries, that time that you learn in Kiyudu, where the Rebbe brings in all the Sichos, then when you learn, you don't answer the telephone, and when you learn, you don't talk to anybody, and that's man that you learn, you're kol kuli arangeton, in your learning as if there's nothing else existing in the world. That's the taich that you have, all the Avedas b'shleimus. How does it work the other way around? By Yeshiv Eil, if you're sitting and learning. Someone who sits and learns the whole day. Darf bei ihm sein der Avede von Gemilas Chasodim. Uklolus Kiyam mitzvahs. He has to have Gemilas Chasodim, which also represents all the mitzvahs. As wie bei die Mori Uvden Tovim, with the same chayis and the same lebedigkeit, with the same koch as the Baile Mori Uvden Tovim, those that do mitzvahs, the Baile Esek von Shevet Zvulun. What does that mean? Number one, Chaim them even from a fazes and moment you also have to give money. Businessmen sometimes tend to give more money. Those who are about tzedakah, hopefully everybody's about tzedakah. They don't make cheshbenes because I'm a businessman. I'm making money. Ich weiß nicht, heint morgen begit. But Yeshiva, he's limited. He knows he doesn't have a way to make money. So they don't even know. You have to have a pizur a moment kilo. That doesn't say on a cheshben, but similar to a balesik. Und da soll sein bei ihm nicht sein als Prat für Toffel zu nehmen der Teire. When he gives the tzedakah, is a chabal tzedakah. Not, I'm also a yeshiv eil. I'm learning Teire, but I also give a little bit of tzedakah. Nor kedei sein limud der Teire lob nakiyum. He's not just giving the tzedakah in order that his Teire should have a kiyum. You have to complement each other. But mele, if I don't give tzedakah, kol ha'emer ein leh Teire, I feel the Teire ein leh. Pas the chesh. Mele, l'shem yichud kutchabrichu, and shchintei, somebody give a little bit of tzedakah. Sagt the Rebbe, nein. When you give tzedakah, as if I'm about tzedakah right now. But also in your latzme, because demelt wird das getan, betachels hashlemus bechol haprotim. Then you do it right. If you only do it als abal teire, a yeshiva, then the tzedakah is going to be like a yeshiva. And that's the pshat based on Pirush Rashi that each madreg in Avedis Hashem has to have all the madregas b'shlemus. Not that you do all the madregas the whole time, but since you have to do all the madregas l'peil, everybody has to do a little bit of the other Avedis. When you do that Avedis, that's a b'shlemus. The Rebbe brings a beautiful raya. Derech wie die Shalmi sagt, weil made Rashbi, die Shalmi asked Rashbi, it says he's potter from mitzvahs, Terosei, V'nosei, Fred, the Gemara, what do you mean? Weil made Rashbi, shemafsikin, lasei sukkah, v'lasei lulav. Doesn't Rashbi made that he has to stop learning for mitzvah sukkah and mitzvah lulav? But the diuk losh in the Shalmi is not to take the lulav, lite lulav, or the leishev, v'leishev basukah, lasei sukkah, v'lasei lulav. Since when is there a mitzvah, lasei sukkah, v'lasei lulav? Learn the hardest is a shaila, hechsher mitzvah. If there's a mitzvah, according to the Shalmi, you make a bracha on building the sukkah. But by pashtus, there's no mitzvah to build the sukkah. And the Gemara is saying that Rashbi would also have to build the sukkah and make the lulav, tie the lulav. That says, Eich Rashbi welches given terasei umnasei. Even Rashbi, who's terasei umnasei halt, he is of the opinion he holds as medaf mafsik zayin nit, nor to the kiyama mitzvah, not just to fulfill the mitzvah sitting in the sukkah. And to take the lulav on sukkahs. Not ich lasse sukkah v'lasse lulav. Was a hechsher mitzvah. It's only a hechsher mitzvah. V'akoporim, the lasse is nit kin chiyuv shebegufei dafke. And even if you're going to tell me that there's a chiyuv to make sure the sukkah is built, you can hire someone else to build the sukkah. You can't hire someone else to sit in the sukkah. You can hire someone else to build it or to tie the lulav. No, yet the Gemara is b'davav a poshet that Rashbi, if he's going to want to do mitzvahs lulav, he's not going to want to do it via yeshiv eil that does the mitzvah shekoyach and goes back and sits and learns. Now Adarab is going to want to do it b'tachsa shleimus, including the asiyo as well. Das beweist, the asiyas vikim a mitzvah is not blois a toffel zum limud ha-teira, which this shows, about Rashbi, that it wasn't only a toffel to teira, nor a tachshivis v'inyan la'atzme, it has its own value. Because the fact is a mehader medayik ton ba'atzme alle protei ha-mitzvah, therefore he would have been medayik, and he is medayik to do all the protei ha-mitzvah, and euch die hechshere mitzvah, even the hechshere mitzvah. Interesting stam, maimer ha-muzger, the putting together the sukkah and putting together the lulav l'peil mamish to some degree has taka shayches to the mitzvah itself, because the Gemara says me'ikar adin you're supposed to make a shechiyonu on the lulav and on the sukkah b'shas you make it. Be'etzem ha'isa lulav ha'atzmei mevarach shechiyonu, ha'isa sukkah ha'atzmei mevarach shechiyonu. L'peil mamish our minig is we don't make the shechiyonu until we sit in the sukkah until we take the lulav. But be'etzem forget these mitzvahs have taka tifa the shayches to the mitzvah l'peil asiyah sukkah for lasis lulav, although it's taka not a mitzvah shebegufay, so you make a shechiyonu me'ikar adin. Peil we don't. That's why we only make a shechiyonu on the sukkah the first night. Meaning the first night we first make a shechiyonu and then a leisha basukah. Sorry, leisha basukah and then a shechiyonu, because the shechiyonu is on the sukkah. And lulav we only make a shechiyonu the first day. We should make a shechiyonu both days. Just like we make a shechiyonu on the Yom Tiv both days. The answer is bepashtus, because even if the first day was erev Yom Tiv, the shechiyonu you were mekayim. Because shechiyonu you're supposed to make on asiyas halulav and asiyas sukkah even before sukkahs. Ad kana member amuzge. Ches. Kishem b'dose b'negeh the zwei kaven klolim and avedis Hashem. The same way it's been again, these two in Yonim and Avedis Hashem, limud ha-teira v'kiyum mitzvahs, which we just gave examples of how each one can have the other one b'shleimus. Azei is das eich b'chol protei hadrochim v'oifanim b'Avedis Hashem. The same thing is with all Avedis Hashem, all kinds. Binyoni Avedis shebelev, Onnebendig von Ruven, da Avodah for Re'iyah, was bringt zu Avas Hashem, the Avodah of Re'iyah, which brings to Avas Hashem, Re'iyah be'ein ha-seichel, to think and understand about the Eibishter. Shimon, the Avodah von Shmiyah, was is merochik, you fear the Eibush doesn't bring to Kirov, it's through Richok, which brings us to Yiras Hashem. And I say, Vayechi, mevur, Baruch and Drush Chassidus Parshas, so as it says in the Maimorim of our Parsha, which are all different madregis of Avodah of the Shvatim, in Avodah Shebelev, in Ava, V'yira, V'chulu, not just in Peil Mamish, Limad HaTeira V'kim, HaMitzvahs, Maisis, Bepeil. Vayidei zeh, was jeder shevet b'fnei atzma, jeder id b'fnei atzma, is b'shleimus b'chol hadrachim min Avodas Hashem. Through the fact that we just finished saying that Rashi Atuvgit and Rashi teaches us that each shevet had b'shleimus all the avodas, is euch die Achtus von alle Yidden zusammen, the unity of ganz Klal Yisrael, Yachat Shifte Yisrael, mehr b'shleimus, bis be'efen fukei ma'achas shlemo, as where the shleimus von Shifte Yudki were take one. There's such a tremendous Achtus, because there's no avodah by any Yid which is more b'shleimus than the other. There's Iker and Tofel that could be, but shleimus, they're all the same. And we have that kind of shleimus. Und das Gufe bringt zu Borchenu Avinu, Hashem will bench us, bald is Kulonu Ke'echot, because we're Taki one. Bis to the Bracha Ikris V'Klodis, Keitz HaYomen, when Mashiach will come. Welche Yankiv Avinu in this week's Parsha hat gewollt Megala sein. Wenn hat gesagt, die Osva V'Gida Lachem, Yankiv Avinu wanted to tell the Yidden exactly, Ma'yikra Lachem Ba'achris HaYomim. As Rashi says, Bikish, Yankiv, the Gadas is HaKeitz. Wie bald as Demolt is noch nicht gewend, Shleimus von Osvu. Kulonu Ke'echot, because it wasn't yet the shleimus of everyone being one. They were still on a separate Messias. There wasn't the actus amitis of the Shvatim of Klal Yisrael at the time, like it says in Chassidus. Is nistalka mimenu Shechina. The Shechina left him, and he wasn't able to be Megala Ma'yikra Eschem. When will happen? What will be? When will be Achris HaYomim? So this ultimate achdus that exists when we are fulfilling that achdus and having each avodah of someone else's avodah b'shleimus mamish will ultimately bring the Keitz HaYomin bias Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheira b'yomeinu mamish in Parshas Vayechi. So we'll finish off as we finish off in the Torah. Chazak, v'nis chazek, sai beprotius u'bechlolus. And now as we're learning the Miftzah Halikut, sai in the Miftzah Halikut, there should be a chizuk kloli in the limud teirosei from the Rebbe.